planning to buy a new home and want to make sure that you make an educated decision and choose the right lender as you go through the process so that things go smoothly and you have a loan that you're comfortable with, then this is the video for you. This is the third video in our How to Buy a Home series, and today we're discussing how do you pick the right lender. Welcome to my channel. I'm Julie.grandon, your local DC area realtor. If you have any questions after watching the video, please don't hesitate to reach out. All of my contact information is in the description below. Make sure you stay tuned till the end because I do have a special tip that's very important, especially if you are in the DC area, although I'm sure it's important elsewhere as well. Now, first off, there are a lot of things that go into a mortgage loan. So you do have the interest rate, which obviously you prefer a lower one, but you also have things like the closing costs, the amount of time that a lender might take to close. Some can do it quickly and some don't have that ability, and some specialize in things like construction loans, multifamily properties, or land. So if you have a different situation like that, there are certain lenders that will certainly be better than others. And beyond all that, you have customer service. You want a lender who's going to respond to you promptly, hopefully treat you kindly, and want the best for you. A good lender will strive to make you feel comfortable throughout the process as well. So you're looking for the right combination of all of that. The lender that will suit your specific needs. So one very important fact is that if you have your credit run for a mortgage one time and then run it again multiple times, 2, 3, 6, 8, within the same 30-day period, it will not affect your credit a second time. So once you put in an application with the first lender, you can go ahead and compare as many as you like, and it will not affect your credit score as long as it's within that 30-day period, which is great because that allows you to compare options, which I think is very important. Because like I said, there is such a mix of things to look out for that as a standard, I recommend to my clients that they reach out to 3 so that they can see what options are out there for them and who they feel most comfortable with. So when choosing which lenders to compare, a great place to start is your own personal bank. I have found a lot of people really love working with their own bank and would like to start with them. That's a great place to start. I do want to highlight with your bank, the people that you work with, the customer service that they offer, and everything that makes it so great working with them on a daily basis is very separate from the mortgage division. That doesn't mean that the mortgage division is good or bad, but it is different. It could have a whole different standard of practices and won't necessarily be consistent with the bank that you know. Who knows, maybe it's better. Another thing about the typical popular banks is they sometimes have like a long system of departments they have to go through where people are having to touch the loan and do different parts of the process, which can take longer. So if you want to close quickly or ensure a timely closing, sometimes they're not the right way to go. And that being said, there are some banks that I've worked with that are incredible, offer great options to their clients and close on time, no issues whatsoever. But there are some that I've worked with that have been the entire reason a deal fell apart. So it's really good to understand their process. For the second lender to compare, ask your real estate agent. They are a great resource with this because they will not only know who has better rates, who does better with particular types of financing, VA, FHA, construction loans. They could probably give you at least 2 or 3 options, but a good realtor with experience will know multiple lenders and be able to give you some good referrals. So for example, I have a list of about 5 lenders. There's one who is my go-to, who I've done most of my own mortgages with, and seems to always be the one chosen when I give my clients a few options to compare. But I have a few other lenders that I refer my clients to for specific types of loans. Now here, I'll just touch on the difference between a mortgage broker and a bank. Basically, a bank has one product line. So they will have different loans for the different loan types I've mentioned, but it's basically like one option each sort of thing. So it's like a standard through that bank. What a mortgage broker is a lender who represents many different banks. So depending on who they work with, they could have 12, 20, 40 different banks that they're looking at. So they'll take your application in and then they'll find the best fit. So typically what I find is that clients will get a much better rate with a mortgage broker. The closing costs can be a little bit higher, but over the long run, typically the mortgage broker has more options and can find something that's going to benefit you in the long term. And your third place to find a lender to compare is through the property that you're interested in purchasing. Sometimes, especially with new construction or full renovations, they will have a recommended or preferred lender. They can't make you use their lender, but they do often offer incentives such as cash towards closing costs or some sort of discount that can make using their lender very appealing. So if the sellers do have a lender that they recommend, I would normally say it's a good idea to take a look at their options and compare with that lender as well. One piece of advice that I have heard over and over again weekend, and luckily I have not personally experienced this, but I've heard that if you go with one of the big lenders that you click on off of one of the giant home sites, down the road they can have a problem, especially when it comes to appraisals, when it comes to them not being local and not having contacts in the area, which I find in the DC area can be very tricky because the DC area has such a high increase in value year over year and a much higher price per square foot value than most parts of the country. If the lender doesn't have a lot of great appraiser contacts that know the area very well, you can run into issues. Thank you for watching. Like I said, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. You can call, text, or email. My contact information is in the description below. And if you haven't yet, please like and subscribe. I've got tons more planned for you.